Hello, Robert with Self-Reliance Mindset. Been a while since I pulled off a video. Sit there and do a little garden update. I don't know if you can see all that. You see all that blurrings flying by here. Barn swallows just out the wazoo out here tonight. So I promised you guys when I did this channel I'd show you good, bad, the ugly, failures, and all kinds of stuff. I really can't call this garden a failure. We tried a lot of new stuff this year. Some of it we liked and some of it we didn't like. But sat there, kind of some life got in the way around here this summer, and things just kind of got a little far away from us. So kind of run through. Strawberries didn't do anything. The ones that she planted just did not come up. Ended up getting 10-foot tall weeds in there. I've gone crazy today with a string trimmer. Set their potatoes, I think, are doing okay. I've pulled a couple out. Got a handful off of a plant. I don't think that's too bad. I haven't dug them up yet. Dragonflies are bad too. I haven't checked sweet potatoes. They shouldn't be ready yet. My little grain, there's sorghum, or Milo, or whatever you want to call it. Had wheat, Milo, and oats. I did have, I don't know if you can see in between the weeds in there, the brown stuff, that's the oats. We did have oats. I did seed pods. I didn't get a chance to harvest them. We're going to consider them probably a green manure crop. I'm starting to get a few heads, but they should have been a lot better. I think my mistake was there is I was afraid I wasn't getting good coverage when I planted, and I got things just looked a little too thick. And you can see that these are all the sorghum plants here, and they are just thick like grass, and I think it's just too thick. I was playing around string trimmer today, topping off the top. I think that's a wheat patch there, and it's just way too thick. There was so much plant there that it could not support growth. There wasn't room for it to grow. And as you can see, the taller weeds got up. Not saying it's a failure. It's considered a set-aside ground, I guess. Said last few days here and there. There's the tomato baskets. We've probably gotten 2 or 3 bushels of tomatoes. My wife does not like, Patty does not like these bucket things. She thinks they're, especially these ones up here that got watered all the time a little bit more. But she thinks that's too thick. She has a hard time. She's knocking a bunch of them in there. She's a little shorter than I am, and she can't reach down into the bucket to get them. But you can see they're doing pretty. We're getting tomatoes. Probably one of the best tomato years we've had. I did a video the other day, haven't posted it yet, but it's getting late summer. I get into where I'm hauling hay. I'm starting to think about winter now. So I'm getting my hay hauled in. Before too long we'll be cutting some firewood and getting it stacked up. But back to the garden. This patch here, there was a lot of failures. We did get some broccoli and cauliflower, and I apologize that we didn't get more of the harvesting, and we really haven't been doing any preserving. We're going to have to get into how we preserve tomatoes. Tomatoes, we pick them, we wash them off, and then we freeze them. We do not like canning and heating up our kitchen in the middle of summer, either fighting an air conditioner or not having an air conditioner on and just trying to do that in the heat. So we freeze them. Then what she does is we get our turkey fryer out and fill it full of water, and we get some boiling water, and we blanch them tomatoes with them frozen. And it's just for the couple minutes that they're in there blanching, the outer skin unthaws, and then we pull them out of there, quench them in a little bit of water or whatever, or grab them out, and the skins come right off. Then you slowly bring them up in another pot, up to boil, to smash them, or whatever you do to process them, put your seasoning in, and it goes on. And we do that in the winter time when we do not have when we're trying to heat the house, not cool it. So went through here. We had one okra plant there. I'm not going to walk out there. I'm going to try to zoom in on it. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's an okra plant. There's some other tall weeds in there too. I found another one in there when I was string trimming. We have gotten some squash. Some of this here, I did not find anything in it. What I have gone through is with the string trimmer and basically got the walk paths string trimmed out. There's some taller weeds to pull here, and I'm trying to find anything to salvage in there. A lot of this on the left of the camera here is green beans. Not green beans like eating, they're just beans, different types of beans we was trying. And you can see over here, I got into where I found some beans. I have to look to see what varieties these are, but all these beans that was over here on this hill here, I do know that they was a dry bean. We're drying them out. They're not like a green bean where you pick them and eat them green or preserve them that way. These are beans that dry, you shell them and you let the beans dry, and then that looks like your ham and beans and stuff like that. I don't know what variety, but these are either these beans over here ended up vining, and it's the only bean that I planted. Great white northern beans over here, and I planted the kidney beans over here. Those are the only two dry beans that I planted over here, and one of them was a vine, and it vined way out. So we're kind of excited to see maybe bean. All this mass here that I have not is just vines that are climbing weeds, and there's beans and blooms still. They're still blooming. So this will be later on this fall. And then, as you can see over there, we got some beautiful sunflowers. You can see where hopefully you can see. I'll see if I can zoom that in a little bit more. They're taller where the water hits it more. There is some onions over there, but I think those sunflowers kind of blocked a lot of water. So here, let me get up here to the trellis real quick before I end this video. I don't want to make this video too darn long. So walking up, I'm kind of disappointed on our garden. We'll try to do better next year. We did not like the straw bales up here on the trellis, so next year's project we're going to try to gather the funds, get rid of the straw bales, which are quite expensive for us anymore now, and we're going to put raised bed boxes. We do like the trellis. Lack of training, but you can see I got some melons. This is one of the reasons why we did not like the straw bales. We had trouble getting seeds established in here, and so we got plants that should be. I got a watermelon right there. We should be eating that thing right now. Did get some beets in there. We've been getting a few cucumbers. There's one right there. We've been starting to get them. We should have been getting them a while back. Got a couple blueberry bushes here. Some more cucumbers. But look at our pole beans. We had some of these tonight for supper. And I'm going to see if I can get inside there. And they picked them earlier today. Step over the sprinklers. And yeah, I got some. They did a pretty good job, but they was all nice and dangling down like my fingers here earlier today. And they walked in here and they picked, oh, I'd say 2 or 3 crock pot fulls of green beans out of here. This is what we was doing this trellis for. You can see here, here's a couple green beans. They're not quite ready yet, but they're there. They just dangle in here. You can walk in here and start picking them. There is some on the outside too and stuff, but we got some squashes. I still do some weeding in here. We got some different squashes here. We've got some weeds to get out of here. This isn't perfect. And you can see cows looking for a handout. I've been throwing stuff over at them today. So apple trees just loaded, bowing down. We'll be getting some of them before too long. So looks like barn swallows just about almost stopped, or maybe it's because I'm out here. I'm starting to see a few. So this is Robert with Self-Reliance Mindset. Sorry about the lack of videos. We'll hopefully be getting some more going here soon. This is my busiest time of year for my work, for my job. But I still would like to show some stuff of getting ready. I still do work in the evenings around here, and be doing a little bit more work getting prepared for winter. So we're going to be doing, I think, a series I don't know how I'm going to do it on us getting ready for winter, the steps we kind of take. I know I got the red calf there and our bull we're wanting to take into the market. I'm going to sell them off and see if we can get some money to help get some more help pay for